What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And here is something very interesting that I think needs to be addressed because this is urgent. This should tell you a lot of what is coming in the future, especially because of what and where it was said. Bill Gates says germ games are needed to prepare for bioterrorist attacks. Now, the context of this is him talking to leaders at COP26. I believe that is the case. Okay? Now, if we look at this, when you think about climate change, what are some of the things they're saying that comes from climate change? Well, there are some viruses within the ice that's melting that are coming to life, okay? It's one of the talking points of that. So what is he trying to say here? Is he saying we're going to get a lot of that? Or what he's actually trying to say is there's going to be planned attacks by who knows what entities. But how does he know this? How does he know that? That's the real question. And folks, if that doesn't make you think, then, I mean, look, let me go down here. It says the billionaire's comments come as it was revealed last month that the World Economic Forum, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security hosted a high-level pandemic exercise known as Event 201 in October of 2019 to simulate a pandemic. The participants were presented with a scenario to simulate an outbreak of what we now know as the, cervasic sickness that was transmitted from bats to pigs to people, causing a pandemic. And then it says it starts in pig farms in Brazil, quietly, then slowly at first, and then it spreads really rapidly through healthcare settings, according to this scenario. So this is a practice run that they had. And he talks about the game plan. He says, Gates asks, you say, okay, what if a bioterrorist brought smallpox to 10 airports? How would the world respond to that? It says the US and the UK would have to spend tens of billions on research and development. It says that's naturally caused epidemics, and bioterrorism caused epidemics that could even be way worse than what we experience today. And yet, the advances in medical science should give us tools that, we could do dramatically better. Now, to give you more context on this, what have you heard Joe Biden talk about? He says we got to be ready for a dark winter. Dark winter, you ask yourself, well, what could he mean by that? Well, there's this operation that was carried out in 2003 called Operation Dark Winter. And you can go look for it yourself. And it was a small operation in which they were testing and finding out how smallpox would be spread. That's a scary thought. Because when you think about that, Joe Biden's been talking about dark winter, then Gates is talking about a terrorist attack, so we need germ games to prepare for that. Then he mentions what would happen if there was a smallpox at 10 airports. Folks, this is not a joking matter. This is a serious, serious issue. And, some people be like, no, you're just talking out of your what. And these people have our best interests at hand. And if you're new to this channel and you're watching this video for the first time, or this is your first video from this channel, this might blow you away. But if you understand the information I've been providing, this is nothing even out of the realm of possibility. we have to start paying attention. And that's why I bring this information, because I think people need to be aware. What happens if there's one of these attacks? How are you and your family going to respond? What are you going to do if you live in a densely populated area, which can spread something like this very fast? But the scarier part of this is they want germ games, right? They want to start practicing this. So whoever the participants may be, leaders involved, from the highest level, WHO, etc. The fact that they're trying to plan for this means they know who and when this may come. Think about it. I was having a discussion with a couple friends about this, and we came down to the conclusion of what is happening. Like, it's no longer covert. This is now out in the open. But people are like, no, 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 no. They're living in an illusion. They're not living in reality. And when you step back and pause and really sit down and think, critically think, right? You're doing your own analysis. You just are taken aback because you can't believe reality. And you know how they say sometimes reality is sometimes stranger than fiction. And this is very well the case. So, folks, wake up. Wake up. Because this makes no exception to gender, creed, religion, status, economic status. This affects everyone. So one of the things I say is, hey, food, water, shelter. Position yourself and your family in the best way possible. And there's a lot of people talking about, hey, you got to prepare for what's coming. And they're obviously, they talk financially, etc. But with the supply chain crisis and everything, it makes it difficult. But you add in another layer like this, changes the ball game. So plan accordingly. If you like this content, if you like what I'm presenting, please consider liking and subscribing. Share this information because it's very vital and crucial. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.